Okay, in this lab, we're going to be using the three major browsers, and we're going to be conducting some Google searches. And we're going to learn how to view the history or the trail that we leave behind when we use the internet. And we'll also learn how to clear it out and clean it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up first Internet Explorer. And then from here, we'll go to google.com. Okay, and then we'll search here for cars. And then here's some items. You can click on one of the links if you want. Wikipedia page opens up here. And here we have Cars, the film, instead of just cars in general, but that's okay. Okay, so we can see how to view the history in Internet Explorer, and then I'll also show you how to clear it out, but we'll do that a little later on. Okay, so go ahead and click on, if you have Internet Explorer 11, click the star here, and you have three tabs. The one you're going to want to go to is History, and you can click on today's links, and then here's some of the things we've clicked on. So here's the Wikipedia page that we visited, cars. This is where we did a Google search, and this is the home page that opened up earlier. Okay, so now we can go ahead and close this out, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in the other two browsers. So close this out. The next one we'll use will be Chrome. Alright, so go ahead and open up Chrome. You can maximize that. Here we'll search for airplanes. And then we can click on maybe the Wikipedia page that opens up here. Okay, and then to view the history in Chrome, we go here on this options button, and then we go to history, and then here are some of the searches that we've conducted. You can clear out the browsing data here, but don't do it yet, just to show you where that is located. All right. Okay, so then let's close this out, and then we'll do the same thing with Firefox now. So go and open up Firefox, and then here we'll search for, let's say, tanks. Go ahead and search, and here's some different tanks. And you can click on the Wikipedia page. Here's some information. Now let's look for the history. Which is going to be right here, history. And then here are some of the things that searched for. I had done this earlier, and I had searched for cakes, so you may not have these links here. And then if you click on it, of course, it takes you to the page. Now, the first tool we're going to use is going to be my browsing history view. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so go ahead and close this out. And I have this program here called BrowsingHistoryView. And I have the 64-bit version. Depending on the machine you have, there's two versions. If you have a 32-bit machine, you can download that instead. I'll provide a link in the video description on where you can download all these applications or programs. And the cool thing about these programs I've chosen is that they do not require being installed, so they can be run on a computer in a lab, and you won't need the admin privileges to install them. Right, so let's go ahead and try this one out first. This is a zip folder, so we need to extract the zip in order to get to the executable file. So you just double click on it like I just did, and you click on extract all files, and the destination folder will be the desktop as well. That's where we're working from, so we'll keep everything the same. And then here have this checked, show extracted files when complete. Click extract. Okay. Now here's the application file. This is the one we're going to want to click on. So just double click on it. And if you get this security warning, just hit run. And then you'll be started out with something like this. Here we don't really need to adjust anything unless you want to. Load history items from any time. Load history from the current running system, all users. You could do that, or we could just do current user. And then you can also click on load Internet Explorer history by using API. Click that as well. And then hit OK. And now the history for all the browsers is going to be here. It's showing up. Right, so it tells you which browser was being used, who's the user, how many times it's been visited, and then also if you click on one of these links or any of the links, let's do the cake one, you right click and then you can go to open URL in web browser. Right, and then it shows up the page that you might have been looking at before. Close this out. So you can keep, you can actually save all this information, keep a log, text file, and that text file will be what you submit to Blackboard as assignment submission. Right, so to do that with this program, Browsing History View, you can go ahead and click on the first link, hold down the shift key, and then click the last one. Right, and then they're all selected. Now we go to File, Save Selected Items, and then we can save this to the desktop. We can call this history log, and then your last name, and then it'll be saved as a text file. Okay, then we can minimize this for now. You can check your log here, just double click on it, it'll open up in Notepad, and here's going to be the log with all the different URLs and websites that you've been visiting. Okay, so we can close this out. Now let me show you how to clear the browsing history in all the browsers. Pretty much the command's going to be the same. It's just going to look a little bit different, right? So let's go ahead and first do it in Internet Explorer. So just double click Internet Explorer. Okay, and then you're going to press the Control, Delete, and Shift simultaneously. And you'll get this dialog box that says Delete Browsing History. Right, and then if you had downloaded something, you can check that off as well. And then you can just delete here. Alright, so this was Internet Explorer. And then once it's finished, you'll get a message here that said everything was deleted. Now we close this out. Yeah, make sure you close it. Then if we go back to our application, the Browsing History View, and then hit the refresh key, all the links that were from Internet Explorer are now gone. That information is no longer there. So let's do the same thing with Chrome, and then we'll leave the Firefox links so that way I can show you a different application. Right, so you go to Firefox, then do the same thing, Control Shift Delete, and you get the same dialog box, but it looks a little different because it's a different web browser. Right, and then you can just clear now. Close it out, then refresh, and all we're left with now are all the URLs, all the searches that we conducted for on Google using Google Chrome. Right, but let me show you a different application. We'll minimize this. Here we have CCleaner, and this is the portable version. This version will run off either USB or run on a lab computer where you can't install anything, but you can still clear your tracks. So go ahead and extract this file as well. Extract all. Hit extract. And then you were given either the 32-bit version or the 64-bit. The machine I'm using here is 64-bit, so I'm gonna double click on that one. If you get this dialog box, go ahead and just hit yes, and then go ahead and click Analyze. And see, and there's still a few files left over. Right, we didn't completely clear everything out. Right, we still have some stuff from Firefox. We still have stuff for Chrome and Internet Explorer. And we also have here some recent documents and other things. So with this program, it'll clear out everything with just one click. So you don't have to be going to each browser and clearing everything out separately. You can do it all just from here. But before you do that, go ahead and please save a log of this information. So just right click anywhere in this box here and then save to text file. We'll save this in the documents folder, in the desktop folder, and we'll call it CCleaner log and your last name. And hit save, and we'll see what that looks like. So it'll look something like this. Okay, so now to clear everything out, you just hit Run Cleaner and then just hit OK when this dialog message appears. Now everything's gone. If we hit Analyze again, there's no more data being shown. And then if we go to Browsing History View, refresh, now everything is gone. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you was how to browse the internet without leaving a trail. That way you don't leave your history behind. Right, so let me show you how to do that in each of the browsers. So let's go ahead and go to Internet Explorer, and this is the home page. Since we're not browsing privately yet, when we run a search for our history, this page may show up. Right, so any other search that we do after this, though, we don't want that information to show up in any logs. Right, so what we can do is we go to the little gear here, go to Safety, and then you go to In Private Browsing. Right, and then a different page will open up, and it'll say here In Private. Right, so now from here we can do a search. We can go to Google, and we can search for airplanes. Right, and then we can click on a few items here. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this out, and we'll close out this one as well. Now let's go back to our Browsing History View application. Let's go ahead and refresh it and see what popped up. Quite a few things, but nothing related to some plugins, the home page. That's pretty much it. We had done a Google search in private, and that didn't show up here, right? So let's test it out also in the next browser, in Chrome. All right, so we're at Google here. Let's go ahead and click the options button, and then it's here in Google Chrome. It's called incognito, so we'll click that, and then now we'll do a Google search, and we'll search for cars here, and it's in incognito, and you can see it has this little man here with the glasses and the hat. He's kind of hiding out, right? So that way you know you're privately browsing and that there's no log being stored in the computer. Right, so then here we'll look for cars. We'll go to the wiki page. Okay, and then let's close this out. Close out Chrome as well. And then let's refresh. And you see we only get the home page that we started off at, because we weren't we weren't in the incognito window. And then this also. But the search that we did for cars, we clicked on the Wikipedia page, and that didn't show up, right? Okay, so then let's try it in Firefox. Okay, so now we're here. Now click the options button, and here it's called the private window. It has a picture of a little mask. So click there. And now we're privately browsing. You'll see that it has the symbol here of the mask, and then here it's purple. So that way we know that the history is not being stored. Right, so then we go to Google here, and we'll search for tanks. All right, and then let's click the Wikipedia page. Okay. And then now we'll go back to the history view here. Go ahead and refresh. Oh, make sure you close it out. If you don't close it out, it won't show up in the application. So close everything out. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, now refresh. And yeah, nothing shows up at all. So that worked even a little bit better than the other browsers. Okay, and then here we can go ahead and save a log. We'll do it the same way we did before. So click on the first one, hold down the Shift key, select them all, go to File, Save Selected Items, and then here we'll call it Private History Log, and then your last name. Hit save. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show you was how to embed a secret message inside an image. Right? The practice of doing that is called Steganography. So let me show you how to do that. First, let's go ahead and create a text message. Right? So we can create that here in the desktop. Just right click, go to New, then we'll choose Text Document, and we'll call it Secret Message. Right, and then we just double click on it, opens up a notepad, and we can just type some example text, something like, here is a secret message. Now we're going to embed this text file into a bitmap. So let me show you how to do that. First of all, go ahead and save this, and you can go ahead and close it out. Now we're going to need a tool, an application called STools. So I already have it here, but I'll put the link on where to download it. Then just double click on it, hit extract, and then the folder should open up. Let's go ahead and click on the application file. Okay, and then here you can just hit OK. Now to use this program, it's very easy to use. Close all this out. Okay, so once you have STools open, go ahead and drag a sample bitmap image. I provided one called pumpkin pie, so we'll go ahead and use that as the example image. So drag that to STools, and it'll appear here. And then what we're going to want to do is get our secret message, and then we're going to want to drag that as well on top of the bitmap. And then you'll get this dialog box here, and it wants a passphrase, right? So the passphrase we'll use will be pumpkin, all lowercase. Pumpkin. Then hit OK. And then now we have the same image, but this time with an embedded text file. And now this text file, you can send it to your partner or to a friend, and they can reveal the message hidden inside it. Right? So to do that, let's go ahead and save this image. So go ahead and save as, and by default the file name is hidden. Go ahead and add your last name to that, and then make sure you add the extension for the image .bmp, right? And then it'll be saved to the desktop, right? So then you'll see that it appears here, and now this image we can send to somebody else and then have them reveal the message, right? You can email it to them if you'd like, or you can pass it through a USB drive, whatever's easier for you. Okay, so assuming that you sent the image to someone else, now that person's job will be to extract the image, extract the text or the secret message hidden inside the bitmap, right? So to do that, get the image that was mailed to you, drag it to STools, and if you right click on it, now STools, an option called reveal shows up, right? So then you click on reveal, and then it's going to want the passphrase, so that's going to be pumpkin, then hit OK, and then the revealed archive appears, right? So here's the secret message that was inside of this image. Okay, so then now we can see what's inside this message. Go ahead and click on it here, right click, save as, and then make sure under save as type, if there's nothing being displayed, we can just add the file extension ourselves. So just do secret message maybe 2.txt. So that way it knows it's the text file. Then go ahead and save it, and then it shows up here as a text file. Double click on it, and then there's the message. For your assignment, go ahead and submit the JPEG, or I'm sorry, the bitmap. I'm going to minimize this real quick. So you're going to want to submit this file here, the log, the history log, the CCleaner log, and the private history log. So these 4 files here will be what you upload to Blackboard for credit.